Friends, in the world of sports, Nike is a name that hardly anyone has not heard. You will be surprised to know that Nike, which is considered one of the most popular sportswear in the world today, started 57 years ago by selling ideas in the trunk of a car. Actually, NKI has reached this position today only because the business strategy of this company has always been different from other companies. Just a few years ago, NKI ran such a controversial advertising campaign, due to which its sales increased by 31% within just a few days. And friends, in today's video, we are going to know the history of Nike and its controversial business strategy. So let's start this video now. Friends, this journey of NKI starts from the year 1962 because in the same year, the founder of this company, Phil Knight, completed his MBA from Stanford University, and during his studies, he got the idea of this business. Actually, when Phil was doing his MBA, he got an assignment on small business and marketing plan, and since Phil was very interested in sports from the beginning, Phil wrote about the shoe business in that assignment. Friends, the title of what he wrote was that just as Japanese cameras have replaced German cameras, can Japanese sports shoes replace German sports shoes in the same way? Actually, friends, at that time, as soon as Japanese cameras came to the American market, they completely replaced German cameras. In such a situation, Phil was sure that Japanese shoes could also do the same thing in America, and after completing his studies in 1962, Phil became obsessed with turning this idea into reality. However, at that time, Phil himself did not have any Japanese shoes, and at that time, he had only seen some soldiers wearing them who had returned to America from Japan after the Second World War. Therefore, he wanted to bring Japanese shoes to America by any means. He knew very well that for this work he would have to contact the Japanese company and import their goods to America. Although he did not have any experience of this business. But he was confident that he would do this work. Therefore, during November 1962, he went to Japan as a tourist. After reaching there, he started exploring different brands of shoes. During this search, his eyes fell on a store named Init's Tiger. This company was known for very high-quality sports shoes in Japan at that time. Phil liked the shoes of this company so much that he decided at that very moment that he would import shoes of this brand to America, and with this intention he falsely became the owner of an American company named Blue Ribbon Sports. Whereas no company of this name existed in the world at that time. In this way, by introducing himself as an American shoe distributor, he fixed a meeting with the owner of the Otsuka Tiger Company, and in this meeting, he proposed to the owner to make him the American distributor of Otsuka Tiger. Friends, seeing his tremendous confidence, the owner of the company accepted his proposal, and in this way, without any experience, he became the exclusive American distributor of Otsuka Tiger on the basis of his confidence only. After this, he received 12 pairs of shoes from the company in his first shipment in 1963, and after this he started the shoe business. Friends, at that time he used to go to sell those Japanese shoes at different racetracks by keeping them in the trunk of his car. But then he understood that his way of selling shoes was not scalable at all. So he went to his college coach Bill Bowerman for advice. Because in his eyes, he was the only person who knew more about shoes than him. Friends, when Phil showed those Japanese shoes to Coach Bowerman, he liked them so much that he became his business partner at that time. After this, in the year 1964, both of them started a footwear company named Blue Ribbon Sports by investing $5,500 each, and they spent all this money, i.e. $1,000, on getting 300 pairs of shoes from Japan. Now because Bill Bowerman was a famous coach of America at that time, who had old connections with many athletes. In such a situation, it took him only 2 months to sell 300 pairs of shoes. In this way, in his first year, he sold a total of 300 pairs of shoes, which earned him about $8,000, and then this income increased to $2,000 the next year. After this, in the next year, i.e. 1966, he opened his first store in Pomona, California. Friends, this company of Phil was now running, whose shoes always remained in high demand. But Phil's contribution in running this company was as much as Bill Bowerman's, because while Phil used to handle business operations, all the work of innovation was on Bowerman's shoulders. And friends, it was Bowerman who started the trend of jogging for the first time in America. Actually, Bowerman was very passionate about shoes from the beginning. Due to which whenever a new shipment came from Onet's company, he used to cut some shoes from it and see from inside how they were made. He used to write new methods and suggestions in a note and send it to Onet's company. That is, in a way, it can be said that he was doing the work of designing and innovating shoes for that Japanese company for free. By the way, friends, it was Bowerman's designing that brought Blue Ribbon Sports Company to the mainstream market. Because he had designed the best-selling shoe Cortez of 1969, and it was because of this shoe that Blue Ribbon Sports had a sale of $300,000 in the year 1969. Friends, till now everything was going well, but when Cortez shoes became famous, they had to face a big problem. Actually, the demand for Cortez increased so much in the market that they were not able to fulfill it because the frequency of shipment of Otsu Company was very slow. Actually, Otsu Company first used to fulfill the demand of the local market of Japan, and then the goods that were left were shifted to America. In such a situation, Phil and Waverman were not able to fulfill the demand of their market even after wanting to. They knew that if they wanted to expand their business, then they would have to move beyond a distributor and become a manufacturer themselves. In such a situation, they decided that they would not extend their contract with Otsu Company further, and finally in 1971 the contract between Blue Ribbon and Otsu Tiger ended, and then Blue Ribbon Sports started working on making their own footwear. Fortunately, the next year, i.e. in 1972, the Olympics were to be held in Munich. In such a situation, Bowerman had enough time to design his own new shoes. After this, on the 30th of May 1971, on the suggestion of an employee, the name of the company was officially changed from Blue Ribbon Sports to Nike, which is the name of a Greek goddess. After this, Phil needed a logo for the company. So he went to the nearby Portland State University and got a logo prepared from a graphic designer named Caroline for just $35. In this way, Nike got its world-famous logo named Dash, which later became the identity of this company. In this way, friends, after getting the name and logo of the company, Phil and Bowerman were now fully ready, and this time they were not tied in a contract with any company like before. And friends, this was the reason that after Oit's contract with the company ended in 1971, NK's sales increased manifold, and after this the company never looked back. Around 1980, apart from footwear, Nike added many items like clothing and tracksuits to its business, which were also liked very much by the American youth of that time. After this, in 1984, famous basketball player Michael Jordan was signed for the promotion of the company, and this promotional campaign was so successful that in 1989 Nike became America's largest sportswear company. Later, many world-famous players like Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Serena Williams, Virat Kohli and Ronaldo became the identity of this brand, due to which Nike touched new heights of success. So this shows that its business strategy played a very important role in the success of NK, which was always different from the strategy of other companies. Actually, Phil and W-Man also took many such bold steps which hardly any other sportswear company in the world has taken. For example, in the year 2018, Nike launched a commercial named Dream Crazy, in which they raised the issue of Black Lives Matter and supported it. Now, Black Lives Matter was an issue due to which the image of America in the world gets tarnished. So in such a situation, many American people did not like the raising of this issue in its advertising campaign by a big company like Nike. Even former President Donald Trump criticized this campaign by tweeting. That is why a controversy broke out about it just a few hours after the launch of this commercial. Protests against Nike started taking place at various places across America. People started sharing their videos burning NK products on social media, and in just a few hours, Boycott NK started trending on Twitter. In such a situation, people felt that NK would have to suffer a lot due to this campaign. But after the launch of this commercial, surprising everyone, instead of decreasing, NK's sales increased by 31%, and along with that, NK's share price also went up by 36%. Despite making a controversial commercial, he still made a good profit from it. And friends, by adopting a similar strategy, today NK has become one of the biggest sportswear brands in the world. Where today its net worth is around $35 billion. And today NK sells its products in more than 170 countries of the world. Well friends, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time.